Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Frickin' Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. What the hell happened with that game? Hey guys, it's Rockingtheblade here. Once again, what's up everybody? Oh man. So, funny enough, this happened before. In terms of like Nintendo kind of stuff releasing a game. Because believe it or not, maybe you have, and have you seen commercials? Show me a link in the comment section, like what commercial they were showing to promote said game. Because I remember when Splatoon 3 was announced, they announced I think when it was going to come out, but then they didn't really show no ads leading up to it. There's no ads, no nothing. No, I don't think they even announced when it was coming out. It's just like, it's coming. When? We don't know. They kind of just stuff released Splatoon 3, kind of like Shredder's Revenge. Because trust me, Shredder's Revenge and Splatoon 3, I was following vigorously, and I always see like new gameplay or new footage, or or Shredder's Revenge, TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge. Will be like, here's a new character, here's some of the new balance, here's a new not balance, here's like the cool stuff you can do in the game, the new character, and how far we are in the process. But like, when's it coming out? We don't know. And then kind of like with that, they kind of stuff released it, and just like when they stuff release something, 9 out of 10 times, it's bad. It's really bad. But thankfully, Splatoon 3 and with Team NT, aka Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge, that was not the case. They were both excellent games in their own right. Thank God. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, on the other hand, oh man, it was a shit show. It is a giant shit show, guys. It is bad. I mean, bad. Terrible. It is disgusting. Like how bad it was. Like the bugs and the glitches. I mean, it is just like it is horrendous. But here's the crazy thing. Here's the big plot twist of this story. Despite all that, most people I've talked to on Facebook, especially mostly on Twitter, they enjoyed the game despite the problems. They love the Pokemon that's there. Though it's not the best, but the Pokemon that are there, that the new ones are cool. It's not as best as not as good as the other ones, but the new Pokemon that is available is neat. They love the story. They love the characters. The gameplay is solid. It's just those bugs from like riding a bicycle and then glitching out with something you're floating on nothing to giant eyes, like popping out like a Looney Tunes character, to people like looking like they're stomping on a Pokeball. It's with their foot. It is the funniest shit. Just like, oh man, the amount of bugs and glitches I found. I'll try to find it on YouTube. I can't guarantee anything on this, but I can't. I'll try to find it's like a compilation of like all the glitches. I'm sure someone's out there recording all the bugs and glitches that happened throughout the launch and just made a compilation video. If I do find it, I will link it in the comment section because you have to see it to believe it. It is that bad, guys. Oh boy. But again, despite that, it's still a good game. Yeah, hell, even Koopa told me how, despite its problems, he's having a good time with it. In fact, he's almost done. I think he's on the second to last, or on the last area to get the second last or second to last of the gyms to get the final badges and stuff. Yeah, that's it. So, and he said he's enjoyed it. Yes, there's funny big glitches and bugs that he took screens of, but nothing really game breaking. Nothing like where it's unplayable. It's like funny and just like, yikes, this is distracting and it comes off as unprofessional, but nothing really game breaking that just crashes the game or erases your like save file like what Battlefield 4 did. Because that happened with me playing the campaign. It would crash and it would delete my progress in the campaign. Worse for people that only play it multiplayer and deleted their progress on that too. Now the game's amazing. Now, but at launch it was just it was a shit show. Worse than Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. But here's the problem I'm trying to make. But there's a point to this. I'm not thinking. This is not a thing where it did good despite that. The end. No, there's a reason why I'm bringing this up. Nintendo, or Game Freak, the people at Game Freak, the bosses at Game Freak. You can never ever do this shit again. Crunch needs to stop. Crunch needs to die. Crunch is dangerous, and also Crunch is showing it doesn't fucking work like that to make games anymore this way. It doesn't. It's dangerous, stupid, and it could ruin your reputation. Look what happened to Fallout 76. Look what happened to Cyberpunk 2077. Look what happened to No Man's Sky. They rushed it out. Either it didn't promise what it didn't promise what it was going to deliver, or it had bugs and glitches galore, showing how it just wasn't ready for market. And these game developers had to fight and claw to get back to a point where now the game's actually fun. Now it's actually playable. I can't speak for Cyberpunk. Recently I heard it's getting better, but I know Fallout 76 and especially No Man's Sky massively improved. But I know people. It's funny. I heard people try and blame Miyamoto for this, but like, apparently he hasn't been involved in Pokemon since Red and Blue. That's not the case. And trust me, if he was involved, this game would have not have launched. Miyamoto, and I know Miyamoto's not involved because Miyamoto, the guy who made Mario and Zelda, just in case you're wondering who I'm referring to. But you know this channel. It's a gaming channel. You know we know who I'm talking about. But those of you who don't know. But he would not have released in this state. Hell no, he would not release in that state. He would have waited until that sucker is ready. Breath of the Wild sequel that's coming out, that won't come out until it's perfect, either near perfect or actually perfect. Beyond that, it's not. It's not being released, folks. It's not. Same thing with the next Mario game. Near perfect or perfect. Beyond that, it's not releasing because he's a perfectionist. He's putting his name and time and effort into that, and he doesn't want to put out some half-ass shit. And thankfully, despite the problems and the bugs, Scarlet and Violet is still a fun game from hearing online, despite that. And what I'm afraid what's going to happen is that Game Freak, or one of the bosses at Game Freak, are going to justify, see, look, it was a buggy mess, and these fans just bought it up anyway, so we can release it whatever we want. And the next game might even be worse to like a Fallout 76 and Cyberpunk 2077 levels of bad, to where it just doesn't work at all, and then it ruins Game Freak, and possibly make them either go out of business or hurt their reputation till the next game bombs. Because of they're afraid. Because also another big franchise, it's still going the same way of like, because Fallout is new to like, because Fallout you could say it was new to, because Cyberpunk's a new franchise and Fallout's going to MMO route, so you can't really use those examples. But a good example I can use of a franchise that was long running and went to shit, fucking Assassin's Creed, specifically Assassin's Creed, I believe Unity. Yes, Assassin's Creed Unity. I think it was the first Assassin's Creed for PS4 and Xbox One Next Gen, and it was a shit show, ladies and gentlemen. It was awful. It was terrible. It cracked. I mean, you felt the world. I mean, you could see disfigured faces and bodies. It was so bad that sales for Syndicate suffered because people were waiting to see if it was worth getting or not. And that could possibly happen in the next Pokemon game. In terms of like, if they make the next one worse than Scarlet and Violet, the next one could possibly bomb because people being afraid, wondering whether or not. Because games are getting more expensive, folks. Granted, I think this game's $60, but in other markets, whenever Nintendo comes out with a new system, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty soon. I haven't heard anything yet, but I'm pretty sure it's not too far off. Games are costing $70 now. And I think that's unfair, especially in this economy and the way inflation is. I don't think that should happen because people are struggling. But if you had to do that way, fine. If you had to raise the prices, that means the quality better go up. It cannot just be the same or do what you did with Scarlett and Violet. But people will not accept this shit, and it will crash and burn. Trust me. If Fallout, and remember, Bethesda, CD Projekt Red, and Ubisoft had great reputations, and they ruined it with this one big mistake. Of course, Ubisoft with the sexual misconduct and all the terrible things they've done on top of that is not helping them at all, and fuck Yves Guillemot for allowing that bullshit and still having those people there that cause these problems, but also fucking making these terrible decisions with the games. It's not helping things either. So, Game Freak, my message, if you didn't hear any of what I said or want to pay attention, here's the one thing I want you to take away from this video. The next Pokemon game, take your fucking time. Do not rush it. Do not do what you did with Scarlet and Violet, or even worse than that, because fans are loyal, yes, but they're loyal to a certain degree. You got very lucky, that it was still playable despite its problems, because it was an unbroken mess to like the levels of Fallout 76 and Cyberpunk 2077 levels. Trust me, people will abandon ship, people will spread the word, and that game or next game following will bomb. You know it's bad, and this will get a little taste, Game Freak, to not to have your head up your ass despite the game fans enjoying it. Nintendo is offering refunds. They never do that. Hardly. The last time they did something that was like, I forget for what game, but it's escaping me in the moment. I know I wasn't for Fallout because I was on modern consoles, but even then, Fallout fucking on PlayStation, which don't offer refunds. Nintendo hardly ever offers refunds. Is now offering refunds because that's how bad the game was. I was thinking about Fallout, but I was more on the PlayStation, Xbox front of things because, well, it was on Nintendo. But still, Nintendo and PlayStation are not known for doing refunds. Yet they were forced to offer refunds. That's how bad it was. So, if it gets that level of bad or worse, that can happen again. So instead of getting money, you could possibly lose money and lose your reputation here. And I hate people saying, "Oh, Game Freak is lazy." No, it's poor management skills. What needs to stop? Not that they're lazy; they're being overworked. Stop with this crunch culture. It doesn't fucking work. The bad thing about this Pokemon Scarlet Violet fiasco is that people see, it does. No, it doesn't. You got very fucking lucky, very lucky. Next time, it could blow up in your face, and I won't be surprised if it does. Hell, I'll probably laugh even because you've been warned. I'm warning you guys. Release it when it's ready. If you do this shit again, or release in the worst state than this current game, trust me, you're gonna feel the hurt. And hell, Nintendo's offering refunds at this state. If you do even a worse job than this, they will offer refunds and you will lose money. Get your shit together. Release it when it's ready. I'd rather wait longer so that way the game is finished and done properly than to have this half-ass rushed mess. I'd rather wait. Heed my warning, guys. Heed it well. If you do not shape up, or if you do not change, if you just keep going down this path, you will crash and burn. It's not a matter of if, it's not a matter of when. That's my thought on the video, guys. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? If you manage to capture any glitches or footage, please share in the comment section. I love to see them. They're beyond hilarious. But and tell me, are you enjoying the game? Are you not? I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Most people I talk to said that despite the problems, they're enjoying it. But still, that probably won't happen again. That probably most likely won't happen again. They got Nintendo, most specifically Game Freak, you got very lucky. But I don't think you won't be able to pull it off again, and you will crash and burn. Alright guys, that's the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out. Have a good one.